So, okay, good afternoon to everyone. Today we will see first of our networking lab. In networking lab, the software which we will use is the Cisco Packet Tracer. By using the Cisco Packet Tracer software, we can do the networking practical. Now, basically, this Cisco Packet Tracer is a network simulation tool. Now, why Cisco Packet Tracer? We use this as a network simulation tool. This is a network simulation tool means that in this application, virtually, we will see virtually how we can connect the devices which we connect like communication between two computers. The virtually, we will see here that how two computers can communicate with each other or the cables used between them, and if the two computers can present in different networks, how they can communicate. So we can virtually see this. It is not possible to see practically or physically now, but so that's why we use the Cisco Packet Tracer or the network simulation tool. Through this network simulation tool, we will see how how the different systems can be connected, or the different systems, how a different system can communicate with each other, or if the different systems, we can say, if the system is present in the different networks, then how it can be communicate with each other, and how the routers are used, networking devices like routers. Now, how this can be used, we will see here one by one. So first, I will see you how to download this Cisco Packet Tracer software. I will show you how to download this Cisco packet tracer software. So now we will move that how the Cisco packet tracer can be downloaded. For downloading, you will open any web browser. Okay, so in the web browser, for any web browser, you go to the Google and then write download Cisco packet tracer 7.2. Okay, this is the latest version 7.2. So download any web browser. You go to any web browser and write that download Cisco packet tracer true 7.2. After clicking that, you will get like this result. Many results you will get, but choose this because this is the official website of the Cisco, www.netcat.com. From this official website, you can download the Cisco packet tracer. So if you click in this, you will see like this, that this is a website. You will see like this. So first, for downloading, you have to use learn more option. Now it is here not showing me. So after learn more, clicking learn more option, you will here get sign up today option. Now before downloading this Cisco packet tracer, it is necessary to create an account. I have already created my account. So the Cisco, and I have also downloaded it. So that's why I cannot show you here. But first, you should, if you want to download it, then go to the netcat.com, which is the netcat.com. Like this is the official website. This is basically the official website of the Cisco. And from there, you goes to view this option, sign up today. And then sign up today, you will see English option. So press that. After pressing that, you will, this type of window will be open. So means you have to create an account. So after creating an account, you will enroll it. And after enrolling, you will get an option that is in the uh, down below. There is an option that is the resource. There is an option you will get that is resource. I couldn't able to show you because I have already enrolled it and I have downloaded it also. So I didn't able to show you here. But if you enroll it, then you can see in the down or the below there is a option. After enrolling, you show an option that is resource. From resource, you will download from resource. There you will find an option that packet tracer. From packet tracer, after you click the packet tracer, after you click the packet tracer, you will get an option that there are two options present. After clicking the packet tracer option from the resource, you will get two options, that is downloading for Windows and downloading for Linux. In case of downloading for Windows, there are two options available, 64-bit and 32-bit. Now, whatever the criteria or whatever the system you are using, that is up to 32-bit or 64-bit, according to it, you will download that. Or your system is of Linux, then you can able to download it with 64-bit. After pressing those requirement, up to your requirement, if you download, then the total thing will be downloaded fast. And it will be downloaded in the zip file. It will be downloaded according to the zip file. After according to the, it is downloaded in the zip file order, then you will extract the zip file. Then you will extract the zip file, and from there you can get the setup file. And for this, you will click it, set the setup file, and only doing OK options, you will able to register it, or you able to complete the downloading option. So that's how a Cisco packet tracer can be downloaded. Here I'm not able to show you for this because I have already downloaded it. That's why after this step I can only able to show you. But if you downloading it, then go to this step. After that, you will enroll, and after that you complete the enrollment and create an account. After creating an account, if you only able to download it, otherwise you will not able to download it. You will get the option that in the below there will be a resource option. In this resource option there are many resources present. Choose from that packet tracer resource. After clicking the packet tracer resource, a downloaded setup will come for Windows and Linux. And the Windows, there is two options available: 64-bit and 32-bit. And in case of Linux, only 64-bit available. And up to your system requirement, you download it. And so when you will download it, the whole will be downloaded. The whole will be downloaded as a zip file. So you have to unzip that file. After downloading, you have to unzip it. And when you will unzip, then the setup file will be, after unzipping, you will get the setup file. So using the setup file, you install the Cisco packet tracer software. So that's how the Cisco packet tracer software can be installed. Okay. So here, if you see, this is like the Cisco packet tracer. The main Cisco packet tracer is looks like this. A shortcut menu will be created, and this will be like Cisco packet tracer. So when you click it, you see that it will open. How it will open? We'll see it, how it will open. It will take some time to open. Like this, a window, it will be shown like this. Cisco Packet Tracer, an innovative, powerful networking simulation tool for practice, discovery, and troubleshooting. So this type, it will be shown like this. And this window will open. I have used it like this window will open. Two window will open. Now, here you use guest login option. After guest login option, the website will be open. You cross that and wait for some time, because there is guest login. You can see, wait for some time. After that, there will be option available, user login and confirm guest. Click that confirm guest. This window will be open. In this window, we perform all the functions will be performed in this window. So this is the network simulation tool. This is the network simulation tool. Here you can see there are some devices present. In this, some devices are present. Network devices. Some device in the left side of the corner, the network devices are present. Here, the end devices are present. This is the end devices which we use. This is the components, and this is the connections. So how we can make the connections? From here, we can choose the connections. And this is the routers. If we have to use the router, in case of our connection, if we have to use the router, then we will use it from like this. Okay, so that's how we can do this. So this is the routers, this is the switches, this is the hubs, which in case of network topology, in which topology uses the hub? The star topology. The star topology uses the hubs, and all the devices are connected to that hub. And through this hub, the devices can communicate. So this is that hub, and this is the wireless device. This is for use for security, and this is the WAN emulation. So these are the all devices, all the components which we require in our total networking system, all are present here. You have to choose one from here, and after choosing, you will able to perform that. So first, today we will show a basic thing. Today we will show a basic thing. Basic thing means how us two computers or the two systems that are connected in a network can communicate. We will show it first, that how in a network two devices are connected and how they can communicate. Now, if two devices are present, in the theory I have explained that if two devices are present and there is a link between them, if two devices are present and there is a link between them, so we can say this link as a dedicated point-to-point connection. And if there are multiple devices are connected on the same link, then it is called the multi-point connection. So here we are communicating between two devices, so which we will use dedicated point-to-point connection. This connection is called to be the dedicated point-to-point connection because two devices is present. Two devices is present. That's why it will be called dedicated point-to-point connection. So first, what we have to do, we have to use two PCs. So how we will choose the two PCs? We will choose it from the end devices. Now, how we have to done? Click here. After clicking here, you can see in this right side. After clicking here, you can see in this right side the what are the end devices present? PC, laptop, server, printer, iPhone, device, phone, TV, wireless table, smart device, generic wireless, generic wired, sniffer. So all the end devices are present. Now, what we want to do, we want to use that two PCs can communicate with each other. So how we can do this? We can do this using taking a PC. So you have to drag it from here. You have to drag it from here. This is a PC and we use, this is another PC. Okay. So now what we have to do, we have to make the connections between them. So this is the connection option. This is the connections option. And from here, we will choose the connection. From here, we will choose the connection. Now, this is the automatic choose connection type. At first, we didn't know what connection is required. Mainly for if the two PC, there is two PC, so it is the same type. If the communicating devices are same type, then we use copper crossover line. But if it is of different types, then we use copper straight through. But first I will show that if these communicating two devices are same, then what we will use, copper crossover, means this connections line. But we didn't know, first I didn't know, we will use the automatic connection option. This is automatic connection. So we will choose here and make like this. Now you see that this line and this line are same. So if they are from here, we can say that if two communicating devices are same, then we use the copper crossover connection. Then we use copper crossover connection. Now our two communicating devices are present, and now these are the connections are also established. But what I have to do, I have to use the IP, I have to use the IP address. I have to declare the IP address. Now, what is the IP address? IP address is the Internet Protocol address. Now, why IP address is used? IP address is basically used that if there is a network present, and in this network there may be multiple systems are connected. So how we can identify it? How we can identify that this is the this PC or this PC is this PC? So how we can identify the PC? We can identify the PC using Internet Protocol address. This will uniquely define the PC that is connected in the network. So that's why Internet Protocol address is called we called IP address as the Internet Protocol address. It will uniquely identify PC that is connected in a network. Clear? When I will use in the theory, then IP address, I will use details of the IP address. But here, briefly, I am saying that IP address is basically the address. All the pieces that are connected in a network have a unique IP address. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So now these are the two pieces and we make a connection between them. So first now we have to make the IP address. Now there are two types of IP address present, that is IPv4 means Internet Protocol version 4 and Internet Protocol version 6. So this is the two types of IP present, and in this IP, there are total 5 types of classes IPs are present. Now, always remember there are 5 types of IP class. Now, class A IP address. If the IP address contains 1 to 26, 1 to 126, that means the IP address is in the class A. And 1 to 126, here in class A IP address, there are 1 network address and 3 host address. If it is of class B, then the IP address contains from 128 to 191. And in this, there are 2 network address and 2 host address. For class C, it will contain from 192 to 223. And there will be 3 network address and 1 host address. And for class D, there will be from 224 to 239, and it will be the multicast address. It will, here there is no network or host address division. It will be 224 to 239. It will be the multicast address. And class E type IP address, it is for 240 to 255. It is used for experimental. Now, if we use, that means our IP address for an IP address, like in this PC, I am using that IP address. What IP address? I am using 192.168.1.1. This is an IP address. Now 192 means it is of class C IP address. If we use in this case 126, then it will be of class A IP address. If we use 191, in that case it will be class B IP address. So IP address can be what type of IP address, which class it is. We can consider it from here. And always one thing you should know, that the most total IP address, the highest IP address we can get, it is 255.255.255.255. This is the most we can get. And each IP address which we are using, this IP address, you see, this IP address has a 4 part. This is one part, this is one part, this is one part, and this is one part. Though we are using the class C IP address, that means 192.168.1. This 3 part will be the what? This 3 part will be the network address, and this is the host address. So that means these two PCs are connected in a same network. These two PCs are connected in a same network. That means if the two PCs are connected in the same network, then their network address should be same. That's why you see that this here, 3 network address, 192.168.1. Here also the network address is 192.168.1. That means these two PCs are connected in the same network. So both of them has same network address. If these two PCs are connected on the different network, then their network address will be different. Okay, and we directly couldn't communicate between the two PCs or the two systems in the different networks. If we want to communicate with, we have to use the router. Router basically communicate between the two different networks. But here you can see that there is no like network devices like router is present. So that's why what we are doing, that we are considering that these two PCs are on the same network. So that's why you see there are three parts and these three parts are same. These three parts define the, for class C IP address, total three parts define the network address. But if we goes to the class B IP address, in that time, these two will show the network address and these two will be the host address. And in case of, if we go to the class A IP address, then the only the first part, this first part will define the network address, and the other three parts will define the what? Other three parts will define the host address. So here we are using the class C. So class C means there will be the three network part and one host part. So that's why you see these two are commons, because these two PCs are connected in the same network. And we give it IP address as 192.168.1.2. And that PC is 192.168.1.1. So these are the IP address of the two PCs. So this is only the leveling is done, but we have to put it, we have to configure it. We have to configure the IP address. So what we have to do, we have to click over it. After clicking, you can see this type of a window will open. You see this type of a window will open. Here, if this type of a window will open, you can see this type of a window is open. And from there goes to the, you can see here, there are 5: physical, configuration, desktop, programming, attributes. These 5 parts are present. Go to the desktop part. Go to the desktop part. By clicking the desktop part, you will see this is present. There is there is an option called IP configuration. Goes to that option and click that. After clicking, here you have to configure the IP. That is 192.168.1.1. Now the subnet mask. The subnet mask will be automatically chosen. So the subnet mask, that's why I am saying that it is highest of the 255.255.255.0. The subnet mask will be automatically used. Now, same like that, you have to click on this PC and configure that PC also. Going to desktop, by IP configuration, use that IP which I have done, 192.168.1, then .2, and the subnet marks will be automatically came. So now both PCs IP address are configured. Now how we'll know that the two PC can communicate with each other? So for this, we have to use a command named ping, P-I-N-G, ping. Ping command is used to know that the PCs which you want to communicate is reachable or not. Now, how we will do this? We will click over it and goes to command prompt option. So after clicking the command prompt option, you will get that. And here I am writing. So I am try to communicating from this PC to that PC. So I will use what I will use the IP address of that PC. Ping 192.168.1.2. That PC's IP address is 192.168.1.2. That means now using this ping command, after doing this, you can see that reply from. That means this PC can communicate with, if we see that this PC can sending packets. This PC are sending packets. This is the packet sending. And all the packets you see here, the statistics is shown that all the packets which is sent, that 192.168.1.2, this IP address PC received all the packets and there is lost 0%. So that means all the packets sent from this PC are reached to this PC. That means this PC is the reachable. This PC is reachable and can communicate between them two. You can do this vice versa also, going to this PC and using the command prompt. What you will do, you will ping this PC. So this IP address will be used 192.168.1.1. Now you can see that 192.168.1.1, it is also receiving all the packets and no packets is lost. So that's how two PCs that are on the same network can communicate with each other. Clear till now?
Yes, sir.
समझ में आया सबको कि कैसे कम्युनिकेशन हम लोग ऐसे बनाते हैं इसका टोटल?
Yes, sir.
So like this we can communicate the PCs between them. Now if we use the different communicating devices, so different communicating devices, we will first clear it. So after clearing this, we will do what? We'll use different communicating devices. So for connections of different communicating devices, I choose a PC and a laptop. So these are the two different communicating devices. That time we are using same communicating devices, but now we are using two different communicating devices. One is PC and another one is laptop. So first, what I have to do, I have to configure it. Now this time I using another IP address, that this, after going to options, goes to desktop, and then for the IP configuration, I do this 192.168.1, then .3. So this IP address is done. Same as that, this laptop's IP address will do 1 dot, we're using 4. So now if you choose the connections, this is an automatical connections. So if you decided two communicating devices, now we will see how it communicates. we will go for the command prompt option, and there from I am going from this PC, so I want to check that the other IP address named IP address PC is reachable or not. So 192.168.14. So here you can see that the request is timeout, that we are not able to, that means the all the packets which we have sent, all the packets which we have sent are lost. So that's how, if this is an unreachable, then it will show that. If we use in this case, that time it is not showing because which I have used in that time, this is not showing because I have forget to configure the IP address, to forget the configuring the IP address of this. So that's why that time the requests are timed out, because that time when the pinging command is used, when you use the ping command, that ping command will, what this ping command will see, this ping command will see that in which we want to communicate, in which PCs we want to communicate, or which communicating device we, or the device that which we have to communicate is present or not, is reachable or not. But that time I have forget about configuring the IP address of that, IP address of this. So for this reason, what it showed, that it is unreachable, because that time there is no, it is not reachable. But after configuring that, you can see after configuring it, we have see that all the packets that sent from 192.168.1.3, this IP address PC are received by the PC of or laptop. Here you change the communicating devices. So the laptop or the communicating devices, that is IP address of 192.168.1.4. So all the packets sent from this PC, all the packets from this IP address PC are received by the laptop of IP address 192.168.1.4. So that's how two communicating devices communicate with each other. Like that, two communicating devices communicate with it. Okay.